Good evening, everyone. So, just had to make a little short video on what's happening or what's going on. Haven't had many videos up all week. I've been very, very busy. Working till 10:30 every night. Working on my house, and yeah, it's quite busy with that. Grounds work is going on that. Cabs going in, all that kind of good stuff. So that's kind of took up quite a bit of my time. It's all been done direct labour, so there is a good saving doing it direct labour, but it means that you have to be available to do a lot of running and collecting materials and yeah, just organising price and stuff, all the usual things. So it's just been taking up quite a bit of my time. So I haven't had a chance to do the 2850 video yet. I will get that done over the weekend. I said I'd do it early in the week. It didn't happen, but I will get done over the weekend and we'll get some footage up of it. Yeah, so what's going on? I've been doing a little bit of tidying here today. There's quite a large amount of dung here. Some stuff that was left over from cleaning out the calves and some of the other bedded areas on the farm. So it was kind of tipped here. We have a guy who collects it and takes it, but unfortunately he hasn't. Yeah, he just hadn't got time to collect it at the minute. So I've moved it into another area. So I've done that earlier on. I'm going to move these pallets, tyres. There's also a couple of bundles of posts, and fencing posts, and down the bottom then there's also 2 tonnes of fertiliser. So I'm going to clear all the whole way up along this wall, because in the morning we intend to make a pit of feed to do the cattle that's inside over the summer. That's going to be pitted down here in this corner, so this is just one clear runway here for doing all the mixing. Clearing here because I want to put there's a lorry load, 40-foot lorry load of maize silage coming in the morning, so that's going to go here. We've got some beet here as well. There's 15 tonne of beet which we got during the week, and we also got we've got about 30 tonne of, actually sorry, we've got 45 tonne of potatoes as well that's also going into the pit. So I'm going to be chopping all that tomorrow, using the diet feeder, mixing it all together and pitting it then. You have to pit it for a couple of weeks and then you can use it apparently. So should work out okay. Our silage pit, which is just the other side of this wall, that's the main silage pit. This here is a smaller silo that we usually try to put our second cut silage into. It'll hold about 35 acres roughly. 30-35 acres, depends on the crop. So we usually fill this with second cut silage. It kind of just saves you having to open the main silage pit to put more silage in, so it means your 2 pits are separate as a rule. Last year we did open the pit a second time here because we run out of silage last year, and it meant that we just wanted to cut a little bit more, so we did open it and put an extra probably 15 acres into this pit that we don't usually do, and that's why we've got quite an abundance of silage left this year. But yeah, I'm going to make this pit of stuff because in about 2 weeks time we'll have our silage cut and we'll not be able to get access into the pit here, so it's kind of going to then keep the cattle that's inside going over the summer, this pit of stuff. So that's kind of the plan with it. So I'll be videoing that tomorrow when we're doing it. The teleporter, if you remember a couple of weeks ago when we were doing the tyre videos, I mentioned that we were going to do a few jobs in the teleporter, one of them being do some work on the bucket. The bucket, the blade on it was quite well worn back. You can see this is the original blade here. It was when we put this blade went in about 2 years ago, and it was out this far originally, so we've had to do a little bit of a job on it. We got this piece of steel, and it's about 15 mil in depth as far as I can remember. I don't have a tape on me, but I think it's 15 mil. It was put on the bottom here, and we just welded it right across onto the old blade that was still in there. And it has worked very well. I was kind of nervy about it initially because the fact that there's a little bit of a lip here, I thought it might hinder lifting stuff. Or in a lot of cases I'd cut out the blocks of silage leave them in front of the pit. Maybe cut enough out that it would do a couple of days. So I wasn't just sure maybe if it'd be catching in the silage. I then left it with the bucket and put it in the feeder. I wasn't just sure then if it would catch in the silage when you'd go in and try to go in under it. But yeah, there's no issue with it at all. Works perfectly fine. So it was welded right across, electric welder. As you can see, there's quite a depth of weld. There was actually a few runs of weld put out the whole way over. Yeah, all on that side. And then on the back of it here as well, it was all welded in along the back too. So it has worked fairly well. A little bit of wear. It's been used now for about 2 weeks since we've done this. So you can see there is already a little bit of wear on the bottom of it. But it should leave it that what we'll do is we'll just use a weight until this is wore down to where the larger blade wore to, and once it's wore down, then we'll just cut it off and we'll do the same thing again. So we'll see how long it lasts for. This wasn't Hardock steel. Excuse me. It's just standard steel, so it'll probably wear a little bit quicker than what the Hardocks will. But we'll try it and see how long it lasts for. If it's a case that it doesn't last as long as what we would have liked, what we do is we'll get a piece of Hardock steel the next time and weld it in. So a couple of weeks ago I also mentioned that we were doing a little bit of painting on it. Took a couple of panels off and sent them away to get painted. Two of them are those two that goes here underneath the boom that covers all your electrics and hoses, and the torque converters in there as well. So yeah, that's one set of panels that was taken off. There's also another set then that goes to kind of cover everything here, stops any muck from splashing in on there's an oil cooler and your battery box and all that kind of stuff in there underneath the cab. So it was taken off as well. So that's some of the panels that we took off for painting. I'd like to paint, don't know if I mentioned on the last day, maybe do something with the axle and all around this area, because it's quite faded. It's the worst, probably the worst faded. There's always meal and stuff blowing back when you're filling the feeder, so it's kind of in the firing line for fading more than anything else. There's also another wee panel that was on here on the back side of the cab. It covers your air conditioning pipes and some of the other stuff that's in there. I think your blow heater for your fan is in there as well. So that was taken off and it was sent away for painting. They're actually ready for picking up. I just didn't get a chance to pick it up yet. The diesel tank hasn't been painted yet. You can see it's still snow white. But yeah, that's another job that has to be done before the silage. Maybe try and get it painted too. But a lot of the rest of the stuff will all polish up fairly well. The paintwork's not too bad on it. But if we had those few things done, it would certainly make a big difference to the appearance of the machine. We also had a little bit of a wiring issue I mentioned in the last video, where there is some of the wires, there is a reduced voltage on them, and it's bringing on some lights in the teleporter from time to time. Could happen twice tonight, mightn't happen again then for, could be 10 days, you know. So it's annoying more than anything. It puts the machine into like a fail-safe mode, where the machine feels a little underpowered. It's not revving out as it should, and you have to switch it off, just flick the switch back on, and she's reset, and you're good to go again until it happens the next time. So it is a little bit annoying, and we'd like to get it sorted. But we spent about a day's worth of time searching through the wiring system, looking to see if there was a broken wire, which we thought it might be. Wiring system all seemed fine. We had consulted with a John Leo mechanic, and he had mentioned that it possibly could be the ECU as well. So we didn't do anything on the ECU end of it. We just let it sit. We haven't checked it out for about a month now or so. But when I made the video a couple of weeks ago, somebody contacted me in the messages saying that they had one of these machines and they had the exact same issue I think recently enough, and it was the ECU that was causing issues with theirs. So they got it reprogrammed to tell it to stop looking for this voltage, and it stopped the machine going into a failsafe. So we could possibly do that with it, or what we'll probably do is we'll try and locate an ECU maybe and get a reprogram for the machine. The ECU that is in this machine is the same as what's in a lot of the the 10 series tractors as well, apparently. So it's not going to be an uncommon item. You should be able to pick one up at somewhere, you know. So didn't price one new, so I don't know how much they cost. Could be 500 or 600 for one new. But we'll see. It's not going to leave us stranded or stop us from using it. But it's just annoying, and we would like to get it sorted sooner rather than later. So we'll see what happens. We'll either pick up a good second-hand one, or maybe even bite the bullet and get the new one. But yeah, that's really it. A couple of wee decals we'll have to get as well. There was a John Deere one on here, and it kind of split and fell off eventually. There's also a little diesel one that goes here up on the top of the tank. I actually have a spare one of these that I bought years ago, and I could probably get it replicated in one of those shops that does those kind of stickers. So there's one in town here locally, so I could probably maybe get a half a dozen of them made up, because they're similar. Some of them are all around the machine. There's also one, I think, here on the front, up fairly high. Well, it's slightly different. There's a lot of yellow in it, but it's the same size, so they could make them all up anyway. So that's it. That's kind of where we're at. So tomorrow we will be pitting this stuff. I'll get a little bit of footage of that as we're doing it. And 2850 video is happening this Sunday. I'm going to make it on Sunday. It'll be up Sunday night. So that is the plan. So as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, as I said last week. People seem to think that if you're subscribing to something, it might cost you money. It doesn't cost you anything. Just gives you a little notification whenever I post a video. So until tomorrow evening, when there's another video up, I'll see you then.